Hi, Meredith here from Magnolia Rabbit Design Co. I'm a HoneyBook educator. I have designed smart file templates that are available inside of their product template gallery, as well as my own templates that are for sale on magnoliarabbit.com. And today I'm going to show you how to create an online appointment booking interaction that allows your clients to select a date and time like a traditional scheduler, and also allows you to include some questions or an intake form, which is not available in the HoneyBook scheduler out of the box. So we're going to use HoneyBook Lead Forms to accomplish this, and I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. Okay, so when you're in your HoneyBook dashboard, you're going to come over here to Clients, and that's where lead forms live. A little confusing because I think they used to be under templates, but anyway, they're under clients now, so you'll click in there, and then you'll probably, if you're new to HoneyBook and you haven't used lead forms before, you'll probably have some sample lead forms in there that are just kind of like bare bones blank forms. Just ignore those for now. We're going to click on create new. You could do instant booking. That one is going to allow you to let the client select a service that could come with a price tag associated with it, and then they would book their appointment, and then they would check out. So they would pay for that appointment all in one form. That's a little overkill for what we're going to do today. All right, so start from blank. I don't want this section, so I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to add a block up here. I'm going to add my logo. So I'm going to click on my logo, and I'm just going to grab this. And if you want to resize it, you can just drag one of the corners in and out. I'm quite happy with that. I'm realizing the back of this is white, and all of my other company stuff is like on brand. So if you've already set that up, you can click on this palette up here, and you can just click Apply Company Theme. If you haven't done that yet, you can go ahead and save all of this in here however you want it, or you can go over to your brand settings in the dashboard. You'll just click on your little picture in the top right and go to company settings, and then set the company brand settings on the left menu. So I'm going to go ahead and click Apply Company Theme because I've already saved it. I'm going to change this to my custom font because I haven't updated that yet, and I'm going to change this to white. Okay. Save. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and highlight the field, and I'm actually going to change the name of it. So I'm going to say your full name. Actually, I'm going to say your first and last name. And then I'm going to make this bold. And actually, in your settings, I'm just going to change this to large and see. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's try it. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, it did. Beautiful. Okay. It looks small again. I'm going to change it here. I'm going to do extra large. Okay. Perfect. And now I'm going to add some more questions. So those are required and already mapped to some fields. Actually, let's do this. Let's add, I'm going to say text, and I'm going to say schedule your 15-minute fit call. I want it centered. I want it to be a heading 1. I don't want it to be bold, but I do want it to be bigger. So I'm going to change this to 48. And then if you wanted to add like little instructions, you could say, please choose a date and time below, and then fill out the required questions. I look forward to speaking with you soon. I'm also going to center this, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I don't like that line break, but whatever. Okay. I want first and last name and email. I want some other questions, but I actually want my scheduler first. So I'm going to click that plus button, and under actions down here, I'm just going to click scheduler. I would like the 15-minute fit call, so then it's just going to slot it right in. Now, I don't like this like cream on cream color situation going on here. So with this section selected, I'm going to click on design, and I'm going to click calendar theme. In the background, it says it's white, but it's not showing up that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that again, and there it goes. My brand has rounded corners on things, so I'm going to go ahead and round those corners, say to like a 5. And I'm going to drop this shadow down to like, I don't know, 6 maybe. Yeah, I feel better about that. Okay. So let me close out of that. And I'm actually also going to change the name of this page to scheduler. This is going to show like null dates until you preview it. So don't worry that it looks like that. It doesn't mean it's broken. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add more questions in here. So I'm going to say, when are you looking to start your project? And I want this to be, we'll do single choice. As soon as possible in the next 2 to 3 weeks, not for another month or so. I'm just gathering information at this stage. And I'm going to make this required. And then I'm going to add another question. And let's say, how did you hear about us? And then I want to I'll do a drop down. And then my options list, I'm going to do I'm going to say select a source. And I am going to make this required because I like to gather data. So you can keep going. You can add as many questions as you want. You can have long form questions, single choice, multiple choice. So if you want to say like, what services are you interested in, and list them all, and they can select multiples, you could do that. You add all the questions that you want to add in here and change the design as you see fit. And then the last thing we're going to do is, you can see at the top and the bottom, there's a button about like what happens next. Instead of next, because there is nothing that happens next, I'm going to say complete booking. You could put submit or whatever you want. That's just going to be the last page. You could put a thank you page, and sometimes that's nice, but I would recommend redirecting them to a thank you page on your website instead. And that is only because if they get to that page, they're not going to hit the final button, which is what completes the action. So I like to just leave it at complete booking. So if you go into configure settings, you can add a little thumbnail of your form, and that's what people will see in the preview for it. So you could see on the previous page when I created this new form, I had like little thumbnail images on my forms. That helps me select them more easily, but it also looks really pretty when I send the link to somebody. I don't have this tied to any automations, but if you did have an automation set up that you wanted this to be a trigger for, you could go ahead and select it there. What this means is that if you already have a client in your system, they're always going to be assigned to like a project. So even if you're a coach and that's more of like a container agreement, like a treatment container or a engagement container, it'll be called project. And so you don't want every time your client comes in to book an appointment, this one's introductory call, but if you're using this for another appointment type, you don't want them to constantly be creating new projects for themselves. So I would tick that on. That means as long as it registers that that client already exists, it's going to just put that appointment in the same dashboard for them so that you can see all their stuff in one place and they can see all their stuff in one place. Okay, so once they submit their form, they will get a little pop-up that says they're done, but this is where you could send them to a thank you page. So if you want them to have additional information, like what they need to bring to their first appointment or what to expect and that sort of thing, you can toggle that on and paste your link in here. So I'm going to leave it off, but that's where you would do that. Some more settings down here, which a little bit more complex. I don't think you will use them if you're just getting started, but where I'm going to save and exit. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. Yay. Okay, so this is what you would also see if you hit this little black share button in the top right corner. But since we just published it, it's going to go ahead and show us this. So you can copy the link in here. So if you have a button on your website, or if you have like an option in your main navigation that says book now or book a session, you can link that directly to this booking page. Or if you want to embed it, you can copy this code and embed it in your website. So if you preview, this is what it's going to look like for your client. So minus this blue bar at the top, it's going to kind of look like a web page for them. So it's going to be fully responsive. It's going to show up on devices. And so this is what it's going to look like. So it's going to be your actual scheduler for that appointment and show, the availability that you have allotted for it. So that's it. You are now ready to use HoneyBook to schedule your appointments with intake forms. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe below to get more tutorial videos. And if you want to check out the HoneyBook templates that are for sale in my shop, hop on over to magnoliarabbit.com/shop.